maybe doing a bit of drinks with the DM. And I don't want to make a drink because I'm a bit lazy today, so we're going with beer. And yes, it's we're good till next month. It's fine. So welcome back to Roll and Review. We talk about all things nerdy and awesome. I'm your DM today, Jim. Welcome to another Drinks with the DM. Cheers. I like beer. So, I want to talk about Nat 20s, Nat 1s. We're going to touch on optional rules, but I think just talking about optional rules may get into topics that I don't want to cover right now as it relates to the newest optional rule book. So we're just not going to cover it. Nope, not at all. And I don't plan on doing it. Too much arguing. So, just to state how the rules are written in a Nat 20, that being you rolled a 20 on the die, only matters in death saving throws and in attack rolls. In attack rolls, it's an automatic hit, and you double the damage dice that you're going to roll. So, like a normal attack, just one weapon, instead of like 1d8 on a sword, you get 2d8. It gets a bit ridiculous with like rogues and assassinate, where you're sneak attacking, you crit, and then you get to not only double the weapon damage, but also the sneak attack damage, which can lead to damages up in the 60s, 70s, sometimes even 80s if you rolled really well at higher levels. But that's it. Attack rolls, just do that. Double the number of die you roll, add the modifiers afterwards, and you automatically hit. And with death saving throws, a Nat 20 stops you from dying. You regain 1 hit point. You're no longer dying. Cool. Nat 1s is an automatic miss on an attack roll. That's it. You miss. And with a death saving throw, it counts as 2 failures out of the 3 instead of just 1. Kind of the upside on that Nat 20 on the death saving throws is better than the downside of that Nat 1, but it's good. That being said, there is a large group of people, myself included, that expand Nat 20s and Nat 1s to saving throws, to skill checks. Basically, anytime you're rolling a d20, a lot of people out there will apply Nat 1s and Nat 20s as special rolls in those situations. Although the rules don't say it, like, the DM has that option, and as long as you make it clear in session 0 that that is how you're going to rule things, I don't see an issue with it. I enjoy the more fantasy-esque gameplay of trying to do something kind of ridiculous in or out of combat that isn't just an attack or a death saving throw, and having the possibility to succeed in such a fantastic way, whether it's how you're flipping over something, sneaking, investigating a scene where you might pick up some extra information that a normal roll just wouldn't have, or just the idea that rolling that Nat 20 when it's a really hard check that maybe someone wouldn't have been able to do with just the modifiers, just lets them succeed so that they have that opportunity to feel like they're contributing, they're giving something to the party, they're helping out, they're moving the story along. I enjoy that. So I also really enjoy when kind of terrible things, not totally terrible, but when people fail fantastically to do things. It can add to the fun at the table. Even when you fail, if something kind of funny happens with it, if, maybe you're disadvantaged in your next roll or something like that, it adds some consequences into rolling poorly and critically failing something. I enjoy the idea of a Nat 1 being a critical fail. You don't just don't do it, but you're kind of, maybe more oblivious than normal, or you can kind of tell more story behind it Instead of just being like, oh, you look around and you just don't see anything. I'll do something where, if two characters were interacting or doing something funny in role play, and then they walk into a room and they're like, oh, we'll all have a look around, and everyone's rolling perception or investigation, and one or two of those people roll a nat one. It's like, no, you guys walk into this room. You guys don't really care what's in there. You guys are so enthralled in this conversation that you're not even looking. You're just, corners of your eye, you see the other people in the room moving around, but you're really into this conversation. You're trying to sing a song. You're doing that. You're whatever. You're so focused on this other role play thing that all this other stuff just kind of goes by the wayside. I enjoy adding that kind of stuff in. As the rule sits, officially in the books, nat 1s, nat 20s only count for those specific things. And listen, I enjoy adding craziness to the story by allowing crit successes and crit fails in any opportunity you're rolling a nat 20. I don't think it is wrong for a DM to do that. I also don't think it is wrong for a DM who wants a grittier game, who wants a harder game, who doesn't want to feel like, the grittiness of their world is being broken by the fact that you're doing something stupid that should fail, but you roll the nat 20, so you're going to be great at it. At the end of the day, I think we can all agree as DMs, we all have our different worlds, we all have our different play styles, we all have different feels that we're going for in our game. It's not wrong of us to want the super fantastic fantasy of rolling nat 20s on random things and doing great things. We're not wrong for wanting a grittier game that takes out those options outside of combat just for the mechanical purposes of the game. All you have to do is talk to your party during session 0 about what you expect, what your rules are with that, and just stick to it. If you're sitting out there as a DM and you're like, no, but it's wrong, that's not how rules are written. You shouldn't be doing nat 20 crits on saving throws or on ability checks. Keep it to yourself. It's not your game. The rule's optional. All the rules are optional if the DM decides the rules are optional. DMs have final say. If someone wants to put it in their game and the players enjoy it, then it's in the game and their players are enjoying it. Quit judging people. Quit telling people that they need to follow rules as written when, frankly, they don't. As long as the game works, players have fun, that's all that matters. Enjoy rolling. If you play with crit successes and crit fails on ability checks, I hope you guys roll a lot of nat 20s because it'll be fun. And you know what? Throw a couple nat 1s in there. It's also fun. If not, great. Dive into the grittiness of the world that doesn't have that. Dive into role-playing, that harsher world, because that's going to be fun too. Those games are really entertaining. I've played in those games. I enjoyed those games. Just enjoy the game you're playing. And don't judge other DMs on how they homebrew rules. That's it. And if you need to chill out after foaming at the mouth because some DM changed a rule that you don't think should have been changed, but their players are fine with it, have a beer, have a drink. Don't look at that comment thread. It's fine. You're not part of that game. It's literally something you don't have to worry about. So have fun, and see you later.
I try to make my hair all nice and look respectable as a DM, as opposed to the mouth breather, basement dweller that I am.